Good afternoon, everyone. I, Sagar Sinhani, Company Secretary of High Green Carbon Limited. I welcome you all to the half-yearly and financial year 25 post-earning conference call for High Green Carbon Limited. And today on call, we have Mr. Amit Kumar Balodi, Managing Director and CFO of the company on behalf of management. As a disclaimer, I would like to inform you all of that this call is being recorded as per SEBI regulation requirements. Now I would like to request Mr. Amit Kumar Balodi to give brief about business and performance highlights and the growth path and the vision of the company for coming years, post which we will open the floor for question and answers. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Sagar. Good morning to all the investors, all the friends. So basically, let us start with the brief, because most of our investors are aware of the history of the company. Then also let me brief you for a few minutes about the history of the group and our company. Basically, we are the part of Radhe Group, and Radhe Group is pioneer in technology manufacturing for last 3 decades. Starting from biomass-based briquetting, biomass-based gasification, then water generator, HSE, then CO generation, methane generation units, gas cleaning equipments. These are our technology we used to supply to various industries, starting from steel mills, rolling mills, ceramic industry, pharmaceuticals, and many mineral companies. Before 12 years, we were in search of such a technology that can convert waste hydrocarbons like plastic, electronic waste, tire waste, rubber waste, MSW, RDF. So we come across the pyrolysis concept, and we studied all the available technology across the globe, including vertical reactor, horizontal reactor, base type, electronic, microwave, and this continuous reactors, etc. And we come to conclusion that continuous in the long run, it is a more suitable, more energy efficient it can be, and it can be scaled up. So we focus on continuous technology, and we put our own plant in 2012 at Bhilwara, Rajasthan, starting with just 25 metric ton per day capacity. We did a lot of trial and error for a couple of years in the initial phase, because the technology was developed by Radhe by ourselves only. So it was the first time that we were doing a pyrolysis, and on the ground level we did it. We achieved it to 25 metric ton capacity. Then we expand the reactor, expand the condenser, expand the ancillary facilities. We achieved 50 metric ton per day. Then gradually we reach up to 100 metric ton capacity, ideal capacity. And then after value addition, what can be the value addition, what can be the energy efficiency we can achieve, we focus on that. So initially we were used to use our external fuel. Then we achieved a sufficient energy level. Then after excess energy was generated, meanwhile we developed RCB. We did a trial with various industries across the rubber industry, plastic industry, conveyor belt, solid tire, two-wheeler tires, etc. So RCB was started to be our second product after fuel oil. And then we to utilize our syngas, we installed a sodium silicate furnace in Bhilwara plant, and it was running for last 3-4 years. And then we in the last year 2023 we come up with a public offering, IPO. Then we utilized that fund to install our second plant in Dhule district of Maharashtra, where this plant is running for last more than 5-6 months. So that plant is currently achieving at 70% capacity. And from the spare fund and internal accrual, we installed our third plant in Dhar district of Madhya Pradesh, which is under construction, and machinery mobilization is already started. So that we expect that this plant will be in operation by October or November of this current year. So this is the brief about the present situation. And let me brief you about the financials of the last year. So we achieved a consolidated turnover of around 90, 96 crore, 96 crore, and that is a comprising of 100% results of our first plant, Bhilwara. And plus in November we started our second plant in Dhule, so a few months from Dhule operation, and we acquired one subsidiary company called Samsara Recycling in Mundra, which is engaged in the business of manufacturing crumb rubber from local as well as imported tire. So few crore, like 7 crore was the result which is consolidated from Samsara. So it's a partial figure of our achievement. So this year we expect that our 100%, both the plant will contribute 100% in the results, and a few months of operation from our third plant in Madhya Pradesh. So this is the basically brief about the results from my side. And we'll have a question answer, and we'll have a detailed discussion on the every questions.
Thank you, Amit sir. Now, all those who want to ask question, use the option of raise hand. In case you are unable to do so, I would like to request you to put your request on chat box, and we will open uh, for discussion. Due to limitation of time, we can limit up to 3 questions per person. So now you can raise your hand for question answer.
Yeah, hi. Can I speak?
Yes,
Yes.
sir. Yeah.
Yeah. Hi, sir. Thanks for taking my question. So, sir, I just wanted to know, you guys are into recovered carbon black as well. So, I just wanted to know how's the demand of recovered carbon black in India and as well as in the international market. And as well, I actually want to know about the penetration level as well in the tires of RCB. So, can you throw some light on that?
Yeah, RCB is a little bit a new concept, and we find aggression in RCB market for last couple of years only. RCB is, I can say, RCB is not more than 4-year, 5-year old concept. So RCB is a bit new, and it has a two type of demand. Countries like us, RCB is driven by value because it is cheap compared to virgin carbon. So people get incentivized by value. And in countries like European, where they have a better faith in sustainability, so they are focusing on they are utilizing RCB to replace their material by sustainable material. But India also growing the demand for
Okay.
sustainable material. So
Okay. So what's the penetration level right now? Are the Indian tire manufacturers using RCB right
yeah,
now in India?
currently RCB. Sorry, wait for 1 minute. One minute. So sorry. So RCB is adopted by master batch industry, plastic industry, by solid tire conveyor belt manufacturer, few of the two-wheeler tire manufacturer. So it is growing a market in a various segment. But fact is that still tire companies of India, four-wheeler tire, especially four-wheeler tire companies in India, they are doing a research. They have not started yet to utilize RCB at their association level. Also, like Atma, All India Tire Manufacturing Association, they are doing this initiative. So basically their acceptance time is too lengthy, but process has already
Hello.
started more than 1 year. So tire companies are evaluating property of RCB and where they can adopt it. They are considering it.
Sure, sir, sure. That was helpful, sir. Thanks.
Yeah. Second one.
Thank you, Mr. Agrawal. Next question is from Siddharth Agrawal. Siddharth, you can mute yourself and ask the question.
Hi, good afternoon, Amit ji. So my first question is for our Dhule plant, we decided to not to go ahead with sodium silicate. So what are we doing with these gases and the additional gases which we are using in the original plant?
Siddharth, it's a good question. Let me have a more detail on the our process, so other friends can have a more inputs. So basically, in pyrolysis, we separate the three components out of tire. If you compare our mass balance, it is 0-0. 100% input, 100% output. First output is the fuel gas from pyrolysis. So fuel oil is our first product, which we get after condensing that vapors, which is generated in a pyrolysis. So when we start our plant anywhere, like in Bhilwara, in Dhule also, we start with the pyrolysis plant, which gives us a fuel oil as a first product. And second thing is a raw carbon, which is not RCB. We cannot say it is RCB. It's a raw carbon generated from pyrolysis plant. So that is our second. And third one is a synthetic gas, syngas. Technically we say it's syngas, but it is a equivalent of LPG with a calorific value of 10,500 C. So that syngas is our third output from our pyrolysis process. So fuel oil we sell is as it is. Raw carbon we upgrade in a RCB plant. So our second plant is RCB, and third plant to utilize this syngas. We utilize this syngas for our process itself also. So 50% process, 50% syngas is utilized in our pyrolysis process, and remaining syngas we use in other application where thermal energy is required. So in Bhilwara we installed a sodium silicate furnace where soda ash and silica is melted down at 1500 degree temperature, and to melting that down we utilize that syngas. So energy cost of sodium silicate plant get zero because we have a free syngas from our pyrolysis plant, first plant. So in Dhule we are open for sodium silicate. It's not like that we are not going in that direction, but we found in the last 2 years we surveyed many things. We evaluated quality of our syngas, and we found that other applications should be developed. So in the future we are having a target to expand at multiple states or multiple countries. So wherever the possibility of sodium silicate market is not available, or silica is not available, or transportation restrictions are there, so at that point this syngas could be wasted. So we don't want to waste that syngas. So in Dhule plant we decided to do research, though it will take 1 or 2 years, and we are going to install that power plant that will run by utilizing this syngas. And for that we have already ordered machinery for generation of power, and that power will be utilized in our manufacturing process in our factory itself, and excess power whatever will be feed into grid. Though the approvals from the grids are not achieved, we are working on that, but our utilization will be zero. Power consumption will be zero once we started utilizing the syngas. So in our Dhule plant we are targeting to convert syngas into power, and one more R&D that is a bottling of syngas. So we are targeting that also. In Dhar we have started getting approval for bottling of the syngas and selling to industries like LPG. So these two R&Ds we are going to commercialize. So in Dhule it will be power, and for that machinery is already ordered, and it is also it comes in the premises of our vendor. So they are doing a modification of all these machineries to adopt our syngas. And meanwhile, we are also doing a machinery for cleaning of the syngas to feed into their DG set in a power set.
Great, Amitji. So, Amitji, what is the additional capex that would be needed for this
Yeah,
versus
it
the
will be around
Vikaraka?
2 CR for
Around 2
all the set of power and panels and synchronizing with existing panels and switches and transformers, etc.
Okay. And once this is commercially, I mean, operationally stable, would you think that the operating margins for both the plants will be roughly the same? I mean, whether we use it for sodium silicate or for power or bottling, the net outcome would, in terms of profitability, would roughly be the same?
Yeah, we expect that. We expect that it will be same because 1 megawatt of power we are anticipating that this will generate additionally.
Okay, great. And finally, sir, could you talk a little bit about the raw material availability, if it is easily available for our Dhule and Dhar plant? Have we done any tie-ups, or in terms of our ability to source the amount of tires needed? Could you throw
Yeah,
some light on
currently,
that?
currently till last 2 years, Indian tire market, West tire market was handled by this non-registered, unregulated vendors. But since introduction of EPR policy, so many vendors are organizing their channel for collection of tires from interior part of country, and we are getting a good volume from a single vendor, and many development in this line is happening. So we don't find even it is getting easier to get a material wherever we put a plant.
Great. And finally, sir, last question from my side is about this EPR, which you just mentioned.
Mm.
So, have we been able to generate EPRs and
Yeah,
monetize any of it till now?
yeah. Till now, last year we did a little bit, but this year we avoided to generate a EPR basically for the sake of safety, because our vendors are already generating EPR and we don't want to double it. We don't want to claim a double credit, so we are avoiding. And there is to be very fair, since it is a new concept, so there is a lot of ambiguity and a lot of double crossing. So we are for the safety, we are not generating APR on this company last year.
Okay, that is surprising because we are actually doing cradle to cradle recycling, and still
Yeah.
we are not claiming the credits, and vendor who is supplying us raw material is able to claim credit.
Basically, EPR is for the people who collect the waste tire, and
Okay,
it's for a first chain. So
okay,
we could be a second or third in a whole chain of waste tire recycling. So basically, they are claiming it and supplying after taking a credit. So it would be very risky to have a second time or third time getting a credit. But fact is that they are passing the benefit, whatever benefit they are claiming in terms of PPR. So it is bound to pass that benefit in a upper level. So we are supposed to get a credit, and that benefit also we are supposed to pass to our customers. So it's a whole chain who will get benefit from EPR, not any single person.
great. Thank you very much, Michi, and I'll get back into the queue. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Siddharth. Now, next question is from Mayank Agrawal. Mayank, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Hi, am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity. I had just two questions. I'm new to the business. I want to understand why there has been the fall in the margins, from 26% to 20% last 3 years. What is the reason behind that, and what could be the sustainable margin going forward, EBITDA margins?
Yeah. In the last, if you see our result last 2 years, So in the last 2 years, we are doing a maximum expansion. We are supposed to get 3 times compared to our pre-IPO capacity. So the cost of all the expenses like salary, like financial expense, these are impacting on our bottom line. And second thing is that in last year we started our pyrolysis plant only in Dhule, and RCB was started late in March. So the contribution comes maximum from RCB. So RCB, it was not reflected in our PNL. So margins of only pyrolysis, where we get a little bit thin margin, was reflected in our PNL. So we hope that in coming years, when we run at a maximum capacity, we will have a stable margin and efficient use of expenses, our manpower, our financial burdens, everything will be distributed on top numbers. And second thing is that pressure from import tire, because India is importing a lot of tire, and price of local tire always depends on import expense, import prices also. So there was a burden from dollar price and shipping cost also. The cost of raw material was a little bit higher also compared to last year. So few percentage was diluted due to input cost also.
Okay, and like if you can quantify like what can be the EBITDA margin going forward, like sustainable EBITDA margins on long-term basis?
We target it. It will be stable around 20 to 25% in between.
Okay, and my next question is on the capacity expansion. Like we are, like the company is doing from like 200 to 300 MTPA, like which is going to live in next March. So what is the capital structure behind it? Like how much is coming from debt and how much is coming from like the internal accruals?
We always prefer to have a 50% debt. So 50% debt, 50% equity would be the ideal for our all the expansions.
Okay, and like last question is on the capacity utilization rate. What is the utilization rate right now, and like how much time it will take a particular plant to reach the peak utilization?
Yeah, in every plant, pyrolysis we run at a full capacity, and output of pyrolysis is a fuel oil. So there is no problem of setting a market of fuel oil. But for our RCB, we need to have a marketing and searching a new customers, approving our product, and starting a regular supply. So in terms of pyrolysis, we hardly take a few months, like a 3-4 months, we utilize our 70-80%. We run at 70-80% capacity. So all the operations start from pyrolysis. So it would hardly take 3 to 4 months to utilize our 70-80% capacity in a new plants every time.
Okay, and like last question I had, like there is an inventory buildup in FY25 March, like if you can see, like what is the reason behind that? Like it is impacting our cash flow conversion also, like.
Yeah, it was necessary because it was we were doing planning for our Vilwada plant, but now we have 2 plants, so we need to build our inventory, especially raw materials, and we need to target for feeding a third plant also. So we are acting little bit in advance. So inventory was built for that reason only.
Okay, okay. And what would be the debt repayment plan going forward for the company?
Sorry?
Debt repayment plan?
Debt is mainly from banking channel, and it is regular in terms of term loan. Since we have not increased our working capital limit, so we took a term loan of 14 crore for our Dhule plant, and it is already repaid 4 crores. Like it's a regular repayment of 20 lakh per month. And we took a loan for this Star plant, and that repayment will start once operation of company will start. So that repayment will be taken care by internal accrual of particular that plant only. So we don't have a repayment obligation, big repayment obligation on particular debt. It's all in terms of installments, which is not serious or any going to impact our cash flow seriously.
Okay, thank you. That was from my side. Thank you for all the answers.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Mayank. Now, next question is from Mr. Romit Agrawal. Romit ji, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yeah, okay. Thank you, sir, for opportunity. सर बेसिकली मेरा ये क्वेश्चन था कि अपन ने पीपीटी में दे रखा है कि लाइक डॉलर और फ्यूल की कॉस्ट से अपने मार्जिन स्क्वीज हो रहे हैं. सो सर अपन उसको हैज नहीं कर सकते, या मतलब अभी इसमें बहुत ज्यादा वॉलेटिलिटी है, तो मतलब इसको कंपनी कैसे मिटिगेट करेगी या क्या प्लान है उसके लिए सर?
उसमें, as you rightly said, we can hedge by dollar, but we are not directly importing raw material. It is coming through various vendors. So that is the one thing. And second thing, due to fuel rise in this fuel price, which is not directly impacting us, but fact is that fuel cost has gone down, crude price in the last 2 years. And it is impacting prices of virgin carbon. So comparatively, virgin carbon prices has gone down by 20 or 30%. If you compare to prices of virgin carbon, it has come down from 120 rupees to 90 rupees in average. So we need to compete that, particularly in India, where sustainable product we need to introduce to our vendor. So little bit pressure from both the side we are facing, but we are sure that once this local market is developed for recycling of tire, because EPR policy will surely get all the tire in a recycling segment rather than burning for fuel. So there is no EPR credit if you are burning your tire. So all the tire will come in a stream of recycling, and we'll get a local tire, abundant tire, and there will be no issue of importing. And second thing is that this compared to virgin carbon, people will emphasize on sustainable product, because we got ISCC certificate, which is a good recognition that our product is a sustainable product. And whosoever our customer who are exporting to developed countries and incorporating our RCB in their product, they are getting a good reward, good recognition, because their product is made ultimately from sustainable material. So these are the two developments which will take care of this fluctuation in currency and fluctuation in crude prices.
ओके, थैंक यू सर. और सर नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन कि अगर सर कुछ 26-27 की कुछ गाइडेंस सर मिल सके एग्जैक्टली जी, लेकिन
You
कुछ
know, the direct guidance is not advisable from the regulatory point of view, but
यस सर.
we can say that our Bilwara plant and Dhule plant will run at maximum capacity. And in a last quarter, a few contribution from our third plant will also happen. So accordingly, the top line and bottom line will be accordingly.
ओके, थैंक यू सर.
Thank you very much, Romit ji. Now, next question is from Mr. Saroj Kumar. Saroj Kumar ji, you can unmute yourself and ask the question.
Yeah, thank you for this opportunity. So Amit sir, मैं एक दो क्वेश्चन है मैं जानना चाहूँगा कि इन्वेस्टर कैटेगरी में मेन प्रमोटर जो आरएनजी प्राइवेट लिमिटेड दिखता है, जिसके पास में मेजर
सर आपका वॉइस थोड़ा डाउन आ रहा है, थोड़ा आप लाउडली स्पीक करो ना सर.
हाँ, सुन आवाज आ रही है आपको सर?
हाँ, नाउ इट इज बेटर.
हाँ, तो प्रोमोटर में सर जो आरएनजी फिनलीज के पास में 50.25% स्टेक है, जो कि मेजोरिटी होल्ड करते हैं. आपके पास में 4.4% है और एक दो और मेंबर्स है. तो जरा मुझे इसका बताएंगे कि व्हाट इज द रिलेशन बिटवीन आरएनजी फिनलीज एंड आपके बीच में?
Yeah, RNG is owned by all the promoter who are individual shareholder also. So RNG is not a separate company. It is 100% owned by our three families only. RNG is basically we acquired this company to be holding company of our all the group businesses for other businesses we have in our group. So all the holdings are basically held by RNG only. This company was Igrain was also previously 100% held by RNG. We acquired share to make it limited because we need a 7 shareholder. So it's RNG is not a separate entity. It's 100% our promoters company only.
ओके, अच्छा. एंड सर अभी जो ये जो प्लांट सेकंड वाला धुले प्लांट जो आपका ऑपरेशनल हुआ, तो आपका कहना था कि जो हमारा मार्जिन स्क्वीज हुआ है उसके ऊपर एक वो था, एक तो डेप्रिसिएशन उसमें मेन जो आया वन टाइम, एंड वन टाइम वन ऑफ एक्सपेंसेस भी थे, तो वो क्या वन ऑफ एक्सपेंसेस थे जिसके कारण ये इतना ज्यादा इम्पैक्ट पड़ा अपने को इसमें रिटर्न्स में?
हाँ, यस, गुड क्वेश्चन। उसमें क्या होता है सर, वेन एवर वी स्टार्ट अ न्यू प्लांट, we needed a lot of approvals like fire and safety, health approval, hazardous permission, and this pollution control board permission, and various local approvals like approval of map, construction plant, etc., etc. So every authority has some stipulated fees for that, and consultants are charging money for getting these approvals. And apart from that, some financial expenses like processing fees of banks and like uh, valuation and TCRs, etc., etc. So all these expenses are also contributing in an expense column. So these are the one-time expenses when we start a plant. So basically, these are the one-time expenses. Apart from, said, you rightly said, depreciation. And third thing, I want to bring to your notice that from pyrolysis, margins are very thin, like 20%. Our overall gross profit, 35 or 40% comes when we sell RCB, when we utilize syngas also. So in November, we started our pyrolysis plant. So whatever contribution, whatever margin was only from pyrolysis, but we started RCB from our March, and now in the next 1 or 2 months, syngas utilization will also start. So it will match to it will increase our margin also, and same way, all one-time expense of Thule plant will not be in our P&L, but obviously Dhar plant, few initial expenses, on-off expenses, and some manpower expenses will be on P&L.
ये वन ऑफ एक्सपेंसेस अगर हम क्वांटिफाई कर पाए तो कि अप्रोक्स कितना था जो इसमें हमारा हिट किया?
Like we can say around 50 to 70 lakh was one-time expenses.
अच्छा, 50 to 70 lakhs.
Yeah.
ओके. एंड सर, ये अभी अपना जो हमारा सेकंड प्लांट ऑपरेशनल हो गया तो हमारा 100 से 200 की ओर चले गए, और बाय आई थिंक आप बोल रहे थे नवंबर दिसंबर से हमारा वो अगेन वो कैपेसिटी है तो 300 टन पर डे का हो जाएगा.
Yeah.
तो बाय अभी अभी एज ऑन डेट सर हमारा करंट कैपेसिटी की यूटिलाइजेशन क्या है ये 200 टीपीडी के अंदर में?
We can say that we run our plant for almost 250 days, 240 days in a year, by excluding holidays and weekly offs, and some maintenances will be there. So currently we are utilizing around 80% of particular capacity of pyrolysis plant.
ओके. एंड सर ये रिवेन्यू गाइडेंस में नहीं तो एटलीस्ट हम लोग क्या रिवेन्यू परसेंटेज टर्म्स में हम लोग कुछ एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं कि क्या हम लोग आगे जाके गोइंग फॉरवर्ड हम एक्सपेक्ट करें कि FY26 एंड FY27 में ये अपने को रिवेन्यू गाइडेंस की इतना CAGR से हम लोग एक्सपेक्ट करते हैं कि 30% 40% का आएगा, क्योंकि हम आज डबल कैपेसिटी पे आ चुके हैं. आफ्टर 6 months और 8 months इट विल बी एट द ट्रिपल कैपेसिटी. तो क्या हम लोग रिवेन्यू टर्म्स में हम लोग एटलीस्ट एक्सपेक्ट करें कि इतना तो रिवेन्यू जंप आना चाहिए अपने पास में?
As I said, that guidance in terms of number, I would like to avoid it for
percentage terms में एटलीस्ट, क्योंकि I have heard many
but,
other
you
companies
can
also and
you
they
are
have
smart
quantified
people.
it very well.
You can quantify that. In the last year, it was from single plant. Now it is from 1.5 plant. So next year will be from 2 plants as it is, plus third plant little bit. So you can put your numbers.
अच्छा.
I can give you the hint.
एंड ओवरऑल सिनेरियो सर, आपके प्रोडक्ट्स का मार्केट में डिमांड एंड एब्जॉर्प्शन देखते हुए आप क्या करना चाहेंगे कि यू आर क्वाइट बुलिश ऑन योर बिजनेस, और ये लग रहा है कि अभी कॉम्पिटिटिव है, क्या एक वो से भी अपने को व्यू मिल जाएगा?
Yeah, we are very much bullish, and we are in the phase of expansion for at least 10 years from right now. So we are expecting that we'll have a 10-time capacity compared to our pre-IPO capacity in coming years, 7 to 10 years. So conservatively, it will be 10 time in a short term. We have no issue of raw material supply. We don't find any issue of marketing our product. And best thing is that we have a technology in our hand. So we are far competitive compared to other people, because fortunately some good companies are also coming in RCB market. This will help us to propagate RCB at a better scale. But compared to other newcomers, we have an edge because we have a technology, we have experience, we have a working experience, and we are expert in technology modification. So we have a technology at a competitive cost. Plus, we have a technology which is far better economically, as well as energy efficient, we can say. It's a far energy efficient. So we will have an edge from this. We will help from all this expertise and edge.
ओके एंड सर मार्जिन क्या ये सस्टेनेबल रहेंगे? जो हमारा 20-25% का मार्जिन है वो सस्टेन करेगा गोइंग फॉरवर्ड भी अगले 4-5 साल तक? डू यू सी दैट?
Yeah, we hope so. We hope so. We are very much concerned for that, and we hope so.
मतलब यहीं पे रहेंगे सर, या आप इसमें और मार्जिन एक्सपेंशन के भी होप करते हैं?
We can't predict right now, because market is raw material market is developing, and RCB is also growing. So we hope for the better, but we can say that we will try our level best to sustain our margins.
मतलब श्रिंक होने के चांस तो गोइंग फॉरवर्ड एटलीस्ट 2-3 साल तो नहीं दिखते हैं ना, कि मार्जिन्स एटलीस्ट कांस्टेंट रहेंगे या थोड़े से बढ़ेंगे, बट श्रिंक होने के
Yeah.
ओके थैंक यू, थैंक्स अ लॉट सर.
Thank you, Saroj ji. Now, next question is from Mr. Manan.
Hi, Amit bhai. Thanks for the opportunity.
Yeah.
A couple of questions from my side. So first is we had a tie-up with the Manipal University to develop few products. So what's
Yeah.
the update on that? And what's the update on getting a virgin carbon from recovered carbon?
Yeah, first question, virgin carbon from recovered carbon is not possible, but we can improve our quality to achieve the level of virgin carbon. So virgin carbon is recovered from manufactured from petrochemical products. So it's something different process. But so far as the tie-up with Manipal is concerned, we are working on two fronts. One is upgradation of carbon, and one is upgradation of our fuel oil. So what other product can be recovered from our fuel oil, that R&D is going on. So we have a good result, but basically, as I said, results are not good. Still, it is still it is economical viable. So in the lab scale, they are working, and there is possibility that good chemical can be recovered from fuel oil, but still we are working on finding a solution which is cost effective, so we can sustain in the market. We can introduce that in the market.
Okay, so at what stage you can say that R&D is going on currently? Like, is it so the problem is only regarding the commercially viability, or
There is a possibility that we can remove silica, we can remove ash, we can take our carbon near to virgin carbon. There is a possibility that there are valuable chemicals in fuel oil. So the only thing is that at what cost? So we are working on that to reduce it, make it economical viable.
okay,
So still it is you can say it is in a lab scale. It will take time to develop a commercial model.
correct. Okay, and for Dhule plant, as we mentioned, we are using the synthetic gas for a captive consumption. So, in terms of margin or absolute terms, what sort of benefit we are getting instead of, like, we can produce sodium silicate as well, right? So, what sort of benefit we are getting by not getting that?
So also our first of all thing, we'll get a proven alternative solution of synthetic gas. As I rightly said, that wherever in future expansion, when this sodium silicate is not possible, over there we will have a tool to manufacture power. So first thing is that it is a R&D thing. So whether we'll get benefit or not, It is secondary thing, but we want to do it to prove to have a one more weapon in our hand. So this is the first motive. Second motive is that once we start getting a power, so our self consumption of that particular plant will be zero. So whatever power cost, like currently we are paying almost 15 to 20 lakh rupees per month, so that will be reduced to zero. And second thing, excess power can be fed into grid. So if government give approval for buying our power, then we will have additional revenue from that also. But beauty is that sodium silicate has a turnover, it has an inventory, it has a plant, it has a debtors, it has creditors, it's a whole cycle. So in sodium silicate we have an investment in all these things also, but in a power we will have a less investment, though we will not have a turnover, but we will have a cost reduction, so margin will be more better compared to sodium silicate once it will be at a full fledged.
Okay. And could you share the split of the revenue between our four products for FY25 and FY24?
Yeah, that is in a little bit detail, but I will. You drop me a message, I will send you by mail. But roughly, we can say that in 24 we did a crumb rubber processing of 16,000 metric ton. But in 2025 we did it 17,000 metric ton. So in terms of volume, we did better processing of crumb rubber at Pilwada plant. We sold oil 7,500 metric ton compared to 6,600 metric ton year on year. And in terms of sodium silicate also, we did 12,000 metric ton, which was 10,500 metric ton previous year. And apart from that, in Dhule plant, in 4 to 5 months, we did a process of 7,000 metric ton waste tire.
Okay. No, so the reason I was asking is when I compare year-on-year basis FY24 versus FY25, I
Yeah.
get that we had a one-off expenses as and the new capacity, employee cost, all that I understand for the EBITDA margin, but on a gross margin as well, from 40% to 34%, our gross margin reduced. So, was it because of any product mix change or because I can
Yeah,
see that this number is almost at a lowest point. Like,
yeah, 100%. Yeah, as I said, on that in additional revenue which come from Dhule plant, there was no RCB last year. So it was only fuel oil and raw carbon. So the margin of fuel oil and raw carbon is very thin. So whatever turnover we did in a Dhule plant, it was only from pyrolysis. So that margin diluted overall margin. And apart from that, if you see our consolidated balance sheet, we get a few numbers from our subsidiary Samsara, which is basically in a crumb rubber business. So over there margins are very thin. So overall dilution was due to these two factors. And few in the past I said some pressure was from currency and some pressure was from virgin carbon prices. So overall, this 4 or 5 factor contributed on margin.
okay. And on the JNK subsidiary, what does that company do?
Good question. Let me explain you. We have 3 subsidiaries right now on board. First is the Samsara Recycling, which is located in Kutch, which is doing a manufacturing of crumb rubber. It is altogether a separate business, and we have a subsidies from Gujarat government. So we formed that separate company. We acquired that company. Second company is Centol Recycling Private Limited, which is based in Madhya Pradesh. So third plant which is coming, it will be under the name of Centol Recycling Private Limited. So that is the second, and third is Green Valley Recycling Private Limited, Green Valley Hydrocarbon Private Limited, which is specially formed for our JNK plant. So JNK has a handsome subsidiary, but the deadline is finished and they are not going. We are not hearing any news that the central government is renewing it, because now government has changed. So there are these are the issues. We are waiting for any conclusive development. Otherwise, in JNK, there is a 300% subsidy of your investment. So that was the only attraction point. But due to geopolitical issues, so we are waiting for more clarity on this.
Okay, so we haven't made any investment there yet.
No. We have
Okay.
found land, but we are waiting for all this clearance before doing any major investment.
So okay, and all these subsidiaries are wholly owned, right?
Yeah, all the 100% only.
Okay. One question on the raw material side. We spoke earlier when you mentioned we are not at that stage where we can directly source the raw material, right? So given we are going from 100 to 200 and now 300 in a couple of months or couple of quarters, can we now import directly our raw material?
Yeah, we have a plan for that, but it's a cumbersome process because it involves chains of supply. So we need to manage all these things. So we are now focusing on expansion rather than on backward these activities. So it's more or less transportation job. So our suppliers are doing that, and even at a ground level, people are collecting a tire, they are supplying it to the person who are just cutting it and cleaning it. They are removing the steel, they are selling the steel and supplying whatever balance rubber material to us. So the chain is working properly right now, and we don't see huge margin or any shrinkage in this chain. And fact is that Samsara Recycling is specially formed for that only. In future, that this company will handle all this activity.
Correct. Yeah. Just last two questions. For a single plant, like for a Dhule plant or for MP plant, how many employees do we need?
Hardly 40-50 people.
Okay, fair enough. One last bookkeeping question. What's the cost of borrowing for our long-term debt?
From banking, currently it is around 9%.
Okay.
We
For
have
long-term debt.
We have a debt from central bank, which is around 8.87%, and we have from PNB for MP plant that is 8.75%, I think. So that is the average cost.
Okay, fair enough.
More than 9%, yeah.
Thank you so much for the elaborate answer. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Manan. Our next question is from Mr. Anurag Agrawal.
Hi, Amit, am I audible?
Yes, Anurag.
Most of my questions were answered, sir, but I have few questions left. Sir, as you mentioned that we have a higher gross profit in RCB versus the pyrolysis process. So, and you also mentioned that, ramping up sales in RCB is comparatively a lengthier process as compared to selling oil, since oil has a readily available market. So
Yeah.
what kind of steps are we doing to, improve our sales in RCB?
For RCB is a specific product. It's not a commodity. So we can say we need to find a customer who are using carbon. Then we need to sample, give our specification. We need to give our samples. They do trial, whatever help they require to adopt RCB in their production product. So once they use it, they find it comfortable. They get it certified from their ultimate purchasers also. So it's a little bit cumbersome process. Once it is adopted, it's a regular consumption call. So we are doing all this exercise with a new customer as well as our existing customer to use our RCB in their other products and improve the percentage of RCB also.
Okay. So how many customers would we have right now for RCB, and How many new customers are we planning to develop, or
Yeah,
are we
right
trying,
now we
sending?
have around more than 50 customers
Okay.
across India as well as in export, and we are exploring new, in particular all the segment, like in masturbate, like in rubber, like in other products.
Okay. So what would be the split according to to the industry type? For example, master batch, like plastics or tire manufacturing.
It's a difficult to be on precise numbers, but in every segment we are exploring. So we are getting a good feedbacks, and we are getting a new customers also.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. You also mentioned that RCB is comparatively a newer product or a newer market which is being created in India. I wanted to understand how is the market in, developed countries? Are they using RCB in huge quantities for tire manufacturing? Because
Yeah, if you find that globally, all the research are happening most of in Europe. So Bridgestone and Michelin, they have joined hand with the RCB manufacturers of Europe to adopt RCB in their production. And same way, our Indian companies mostly they have a branches in India also. So once their parent plant will adopt RCB, they will force their companies set up in India to adopt RCB. So it is going at a good space, but research are happening in Europe and developed countries, and tire companies are more open because every tire company has their own mandate to replace all the sustainable product by particular time in their product. So for virgin carbon, there is only one solution, that is RCB. So they are adopting it fast, and a lot of changes in quality, lot of improvement in quality are also happening, and we are tracking all this detail, and we are doing our self also updated.
okay. Okay, so we must not have any approvals from any tire manufacturer as of yet, because as you're mentioning, that this is still a relatively new process and it's in under R&D stage
Yeah,
globally.
we are directly doing this approval process with two of the tire companies. I cannot name it due to ND agreement, but since one their parent organization Atma, All India Tire Manufacturing Association, they are also doing this exercise simultaneously.
Okay, since you cannot name the organization, can you just tell us how long have you been in conversations with such
More
organizations?
than 1 year, sir.
Okay, okay, okay. That's it from my end. Thank you, sir.
Hello.
Yeah, that's it from my end. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Anurag ji.
Thank you very much, Anurag ji. Now, next question is from Mr. Vinay Ambedkar.
Hello. Good
Yes.
afternoon, Amit.
Good afternoon.
Sir, few questions, just more for clarificatory. So you said one is on our power requirement. You said we are consuming 50% of the syngas for captive use into the pyrolysis process.
Yeah.
So there is still requirement for 50% external power, right, sir? So in the Dhule plant, why is it not today being able to use 100% and you have to actually do power generation instead?
No, I didn't get your question. Can you repeat it?
Sir, yeah, you said 50% of the syngas we use into our own pyrolysis process.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So 50% currently is getting used to manufacture raw glass.
That is scenario with Bhilwara plant.
Bhilwara. And there we have some external power requirement for which you set up approximately half gigawatt of a solar plant.
Yeah.
So in Dhule plant, if you were to compare, we have extra syngas, which you are saying that we will do power generation using generator.
Yeah.
So this I'm trying to understand, if you're already able to use 50% into the pyrolysis reactor,
yeah,
why we are not able to use 100%? Why we have to
it is
go
not
through
required.
the power?
It is not required. Initially, Vinayji, when we started our journey in 2012, In a 25 metric ton plant, we used to use our diesel as an external fuel. Then in
Okay.
50 megawatt or 50 metric ton plant also, we, apart from our existing syngas, we were using external fuel. But as I rightly said, our whole journey was not only improvement of our product, it was improving efficiency of our plants. So in terms of energy, we improved our plants, we improved recovery systems. So our flue gas, initially we were releasing flue gas at 600 degree. But right now our flue gas are releasing at 100 or 110 degree only. So whatever energy we are recovering, we are getting all this waste energy, and we are utilizing in our plant itself. So external energy requirement was zero, and apart from that, whatever syngas generated from pyrolysis process, 50% is only required for pyrolysis. That's how we can say that our plants are energy efficient. So 50% plant, 50% syngas, still it is extra. Till today we are just flaring it because we don't have a use it, but we are developing this power plant to utilize this syngas. So in our pyrolysis plant, it is not required. You got my point?
Okay. Okay, sir. I will try to understand this better later. Sir, second point is because our margins are fluctuating due to fluctuations in raw material and finished product prices. Is it that we try to work on a fixed, let's say, gross profit conversion per ton or EBITDA per ton? Does it work like that in any way?
Yeah, we are in our back mind always we fix that thing. But since we can say we are very in early stage of our businesses, so
Okay.
we are finding a best alternative sources of our energy, our byproducts, so that margin obviously will improvise it.
Okay, got it. So because it is in initial stages, but otherwise the intention is always to work on a like a conversion margin.
From oil, we are finding a best solution, best customer who can give us a good value addition. We are talking with companies who can have a better use of our properties of our oil, and we are improving RCB. We are finding a best solution for best use of our syngas. So margins bound to get good.
Sir, can you quantify this improvement in quality of oil and RCB in any way, in terms of maybe calorific value or percentage of carbon compared to fuel?
That cannot be quantified like that.
Okay. Okay. So now that the Dhule plant is operational, can you just share what is the final cost of the plant, including any pre-op expenses that would have got capitalized?
Yeah,
because
it will be still now we have already invested more than 45 crores something, and a few things like these power plants and some accessories are pending, so it will be around 48 something.
48. Okay. And other than this, we will need about approximately 10 crore of working capital. Is that right, to run the plant?
Yes.
Okay. And compared to this, sir, what would be the cost of the Dhar plant? Similar?
Compared to this?
Compared to the Dhule plant, total cost of 48 crore. The Dhar plant also will be of similar cost, or will it be more?
Yeah, the plant is same basically. Everything is same. Just the difference is cost of land and cost of civil thing. Otherwise, it is a replicate only. But whatever additional investment required for bottling of our syngas, that will be in addition. But looking to the cost of power and cost of bottling, compressor, everything, it will be hardly 1 or 2 crore plus minus.
And sir, I think one difference also is that we will be getting incentives from the respective governments, right, sir? Maharashtra government and MP government.
Yeah.
Can you touch upon that a little? How it works?
Dhule plant, there is a 80% subsidy divided into 10 years. So Manan was asking about the cost of borrowing. So that will be, it is 9%, but still in Maharashtra will get an interest subsidy. So it will be, effectively, it will be more or less. And in the MP plant, there is a 40% state government subsidy divided into 7 year only. So these are the two incentives we are supposed to get. And in our subsidiary company Samsara, we are going to get interest subsidy from Gujarat government also. Electricity duty exemption from all these government, all these states. In Maharashtra and Gujarat, there is electricity duty exemption also. So these are the incentive, and apart from that, SGST reimbursement. So in terms of quantum, 80% in Maharashtra and 40% in MP.
Okay. So, sir, in accounting wise, this will come into profit before tax directly?
Yeah,
These
obviously.
incentives?
Yeah.
So that will further add to margins.
Yes.
Okay. Sir, last two couple of questions. This Samsara recycling, can you just explain what is the benefit it brings to us? Because you also said that we prefer to buy rubber pieces directly, but still we have invested in this crumb rubber plant.
Yeah, because that Samsara, it is located in strategic location in Mundra. So we are preparing for our future expansion in Gujarat, which I'm just giving you highlight. So Samsara is based in Kutch, and it is at the transport hub. It is at the import port, big import port. So we developed this company to help us in procurement of raw material for processing the material over there. So one guy said that why you are not doing this backward integration. So it's a part of our strategy to do backward integration of our production process.
And that will consume more energy, and there your this power generator will be useful. Is it like that?
No, but pyrolysis plant should be there. Then it is useful. But right now in Gujarat, we don't have a plant over there. So we are consuming a power from a grid only. But you rightly pick the point.
Okay. Sir, how does this EPR work? Because you said that the tire collectors are generating the EPR, but in the chain, we are doing more value addition than them, no? So shouldn't we be getting more share of the incentive?
In our share, in our chain, the person who supply raw material to us, they are collecting tire locally, they are processing it, they are cutting it, they are removing steel, they are making it small pieces and supplying to us. So in this process, obviously they are supposed to get or they might be generating EPR. So we are avoiding right now to get a double credit. But EPR is not a big thing which was predicted, that people will get this much of amount of EPR and this amount per credit. Right now, EPR is sold hardly at 1 rupees or 1.5 rupees per credit. So it's not a big thing which can turn your books. But thing is that whatever benefit they are getting in terms of EPR, they are passing to their customer. So we are their customer, we are getting that benefit, and whatever benefit we get in terms of raw material input, we are bound to pass it to our customer. So EPR is made for all the chain. It is not made for any particular person. So the whatever scheme or like that, if Maharashtra government is giving a subsidy, it is not for myself only. It is for our employee. We used to we visualize that this much of benefit are supposed to come. So we have invested over there. We took a risk like that, like in EPR also. if any person get benefit, it is supposed to be distributed in whole chain, and we are part of whole chain. Though they are
Right.
not giving directly their EPR percentage, but it will be passed in terms of price.
So today there is no distribution. For example, when you said 1 rupee per credit, so how much the tire collector
Vinay,
keeps? How
once
much?
like you and me, we both are a vendor to XYZ company, like High Grade. You are getting APR, and I am not getting APR. But since you are getting APR benefit, you are bound to lower your price to get a more supply or more order from High Grade.
Right.
Practically, things happen like this. So your EPR benefit will be passed on to High Grade. High Grade ultimately, High Grade is getting a cheaper raw material compared to XYZ other company. Then to be more competitive, High Grade will pass few of the benefit to their ultimate customers, and it should be like that only. EPR is not made for only the person who collect. It is made for the in a developed country they are giving a tipping fee. Tipping fee is paid to the only point where these tires are being collected. But ultimately, what happened? The collector passed this tipping fee to that yard people. Yard people pass it to manufacturer. Manufacturer pass it to exporter. Exporter pass it to ultimate importers. So till today, if you see this tire price of India is 2 times compared to imported. Why? Because due to all this benefit, which is mandatory in developed country, and ultimately they are passing up to Indian importer to be more sustainable. So EPR or any collection fee is made for all chain. So it is not like that. If I am not getting EPR, I will be out of benefit.
Okay. No, I didn't mean that. Only thing is because our larger competitor, GRP, they have, in fact, they quantified their EPR inventory this time. I don't remember the number of
EPR,
but
I don't want to comment on any other companies, but EPR is what I said.
I understood. Okay. And sir, last question is now that the JNK plant is slightly on the back burner and we are waiting for something. So can you just lay out maybe a 3 or a 5 year, whatever you're comfortable with, in terms of where all you are exploring? It could change, of course, but from a medium to like a 5 year thing, where we should see plants coming up, or what
we
you have
have
in mind?
multiple location in India as well as in abroad also we are exploring, but still any concrete decision we made or any where we are exploring policy, we are exploring incentive, we are exploring market, supply chain, ability of a particular good location, everything. So there are 3-4 location on our card, but shortly right now we don't have any conclusive location, but surely we'll share it in a short term.
Okay, broadly, but you think similar to the current pace, 1 plant per year is something that you foresee?
That is obviously, and after 4 or 5 location we'll have a additional capacity expansion at particular plant also. So we are thinking on that also, putting a second plant in Maharashtra itself or in MP once it is started. So that will.
So extra land is available for that.
Yeah, we have
already.
Everywhere we have enough land to do 2 or 3 plant at a particular location.
So just to conclude, then it is important to build the organization also, because otherwise single person.
That is also a good challenge, and getting good people, training them, and retaining them, and keeping our technology secret. So all this is a exercise apart from putting a plant. So we are equally monitoring this all this activity also.
Right. Thank you so much, sir, for your patience and elaborate answer. All the best.
Thank you, Vinay.
Thank you, Vinay. Next question is from Mr. Ankur Agrawal. Ankur ji, you can unmute yourself.
Hi, sir. I wanted to know when you set up a 100 KDB plant, then your cost is, as you mentioned, approximately 45 to 50 CR. So, usually, sir, how much time it takes, to ramp it up to 100% revenue utilization, means maximum revenue utilization?
Yeah, we have a three phases of utilization. First is a pyrolysis, second is a carbon and RCB, and third is a syngas. So pyrolysis is a first phase where we get a utilization of our full capacity in within a 3 or 4 months. Then conversion of raw carbon into RCB comes. So in RCB there is a cycle of customer approvals and these and that. So estimatedly it could be 9 months to 12 months. And syngas also we can immediately use. But as I said, we are exploring a new avenues for using our syngas, which are more better compared to our existing option. So this time it is taking a time. Otherwise, else it can be used from the very first day.
Got it, sir. So, sir, like since last, 4.5 years, like 23 H1, H2, 24 H1, H2, we are seeing consistently revenue in the range of approximately 35 CR. But this time, revenue was 61 CR. So, sir, this additional, 13, 14 CR. So, this is from the new plant, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, is it safe to assume that a new 100 KDP plant can generate approximately 70 CR revenue in a year?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, all right. And sir, last thing, sir. Mm, as of now, you told that current capacity is 200 TDP. Am I right?
Yeah.
So, sir, this third plant, when is it coming online?
It will be operative from we expect it somewhere around November, December.
November, December.
Yeah, this year.
Okay, and since the second plant, we can expect the like full capacity utilization in this coming half year.
Pyrolysis, yes. For RCB, 1 year. And for syngas, there also we are developing a third option of utilizing syngas. That is selling a syngas as it is, after cleaning it, after bottling into cylinders and selling to industries like pharma or bakery or any brewery or any thing where thermal energy is required. So since this option, third option is also new one, so it is bound to take time, because since 6 months we are working to get a permission for bottling of this plant, bottling permission at that particular plant. So all these things are new, so there is no any standard policy made for this. So government is also taking a time. For us also, we don't know the what would be the hurdles, but best thing will be that once all these three things will be in our hand, we will have a multiple option, more flexibility to put more and more expansion at any location. Whatever suitable option is there, we can use it, and whatever good option we found, we'll replicate in our existing plants also. So for example, we get a good response in bottling, we got a good revenue compared to lesser investment in inventory and lesser investment in working capital cycle, then we will opt for that at all these plant.
Okay, got it, sir. Sir, one last thing. So, I wanted to know, like, if we are getting, let's say, 70 odd crore revenues from one plant having capacity of 100 KDP in a year, then what percentage of that 70 crore is pyrolysis revenue? What percentage is RCB revenue, and what percentage is CN gas revenue?
Yeah, roughly we can say 40% could be a pyrolysis and 30% could be from our existing sodium silicate, and rest from the RCB.
40 from pyrolysis and
40 from pyrolysis, 30 from RCB, 30% could be from this sodium silicate plant.
All right, got it. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah. Thank you.
Next question is from Mr. Siddharth Agrawal.
I'm really sorry it has been a long day for you, very patiently answering a lot of our questions. So, a quick question that I have is for the RCB approval that we need, is it that, we are already supplied to certain vendors from our Bhilwara plant?
Yeah.
Even for the same vendors, do we again need to get approvals for the Dhule plant?
Yeah, for standard companies, they need all this, their audits and their formalities are high. But for small vendors, small companies, or small consumers, no, they take lesser time. But since we are already supplying them, so we need to find a new customers. So we are finding a new customers, and we are exploring a potential use of RCB in other application in existing customer also. So in that scenario also, in other product, if they want to use it, they will develop a formula, they will change their formulation. So this is the time consuming process little bit.
Okay. So typically then should we assume that, RCB utilization or commercial sales will take roughly 9 months to a year after the
Commencement of
pyrolysis
particular
starts?
plant. Yeah.
Okay. And sir, could you finally, sir, share a little bit on the industry development itself? You did mention that there are other players who are setting it up. I'm assuming the continuous batch process as a suitable recycling process for tire is now well established from all the environmental as well as the financial viability angles. So where is the industry today, and are we seeing more competitors trying to come in because commercially it still looks very viable? Or is it our own expertise from the Radhe Group that, this allows us to set up a cost at not at a significant lower cost is a great edge which the wider industry may not have, and allows us to, to get better returns on capital than the industry. Could you, sir, please throw a little bit light on how it is happening?
Yeah, for particularly processing a waste tire, there is in existence also there is a lot of players in India as well as in globally. But for the companies or players who will get more edge in terms of quality of their product, will survive more. So in the longer run, continuous pyrolysis process is proved to be a good technology because it is a consistent one. So whatever product we get it consistently, and the quality are more consistent compared to any batch or any other technology user. So we have adopted this continuous technology, and this technology can be scaled up also, because batch, I didn't heard that any batch reactor is more than 10 ton per day. So, and every day they get one batch, so there is a limitation of scalability. So continuous technology is scalable and consistent. So the newcomers are also obviously deploying continuous pyrolysis, and they are buying either from China or either from developed countries, and if they are buying from developed country, it is too high, and they try to compete with our investment figures, but still it is more. And in China, 2-3% have already imported, but I heard that it is not working properly because there is limitation on getting a visa by this Chinese vendor into India right now. So they are not coming for installation of their machinery. So they are suffering. But it could be a temporary phase. But thing is that we'll have an edge because we have a technology in our hand. We are far better in terms of investment bigger control. So if you see other people, they are investing almost 2-3 times compared to our investment for even half capacity compared to our single plant. So this will give us more edge. At lesser investment, we'll have a better technology and better revenue.
And sir, finally, a request. So, as a shareholder, if possible, we would, very much appreciate a chance to look at our, the visit a new plant which has been set up, and to truly appreciate the, the technology and all the hard work that the company has put into, to do this cradle to cradle recycling with great environmental.
Yeah, obviously. As an investor, you are most welcome, but as an investor only, sir.
Yes.
So we have a certain criteria of verification of person who are visiting it.
Right.
We'll be glad if your intention
Great,
is
sir.
as
So
an investor.
we'll reach out to you directly.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank
you. Next question is from Mr. Manan.
Yeah, hi, thanks for the follow-up, sir. Most of my questions have been answered. Just one clarification. Did you mention, the next plant will be in Gujarat?
Could be.
So there was a restriction for the plant earlier in Gujarat, if I remember correctly. So is it sorted
Yeah,
now?
in Gujarat before 15 years, when batch type of reactor was at the boom, so many people have installed a batch type reactor. So there were few accidents. There was a incidents of fire and blast and these and that. So looking at that time, other technologies were not available, and Gujarat so pyrolysis was banned in Gujarat, but we present our case, our association, a few other people, a few of our friend, we took initiative and approached government and showcase the comparison and developments in pyrolysis, other technologies like continuous pyrolysis, advanced technologies. So looking that government have started giving permission for pyrolysis in Gujarat.
Okay, fair enough. Thank you so much, sir. I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Next question is from Mr. Anurag Agrawal.
Hi, sir. Thank you for the chance again.
Yeah.
So first question that you mentioned that we have the land parcels that we have in our existing factories can accommodate bigger factories as well, bigger capacities as well. So what would be the reason of buying a land in another state or a city or area rather than utilizing the same land? Wouldn't it be more capital efficient to utilize the same the existing land parcels we have right now rather than going somewhere else?
Yeah, but our first motive was to just get diversified in terms of state, in terms of territory. So we choose a different state initially. So we get a balance of market, balance of benefit of different territories. So we like that in Rajasthan we started with 25 metric ton, but same place we did 100 metric ton. So I would like to say, when we were working at 25 metric ton, there was no buyer for our product initially. So we explored the potential, we approached the customer, and right now we have all these customer in hand who can absorb our 2-time production also. So initially getting a supply chain customer, so it takes a little bit time. So we develop 3 different states to get a balance of customer, balance of supply chain, first and benefit of all the states. Right now, then after in a second phase we can have a multiple expansion whichever place is more better. Like that, if you find that MP is more better compared to previous 2 states, then first expansion will be in MP.
Got it. So basically, you're trying to develop customer base and diversify revenue streams from.
Regional,
Yeah,
yes. Because
got
our raw material is supposed to be get from every state of India. So
got it.
we don't want to waste our money in transportation or bringing a material and sending a material uh, at particular one location only.
Got it. Got it. So also one small technical question, that do we also have the capability of making plants which are larger than 100 tons per day size?
Yeah, obviously we can increase the capacity, but ideally this plant we found is more economical and energy efficient.
Okay, so going forward, even in near future, we'll always be expecting expansions of 100 in terms of multiples of 100 plant, 100
100 is
TPD.
still 100 is a in a world you will not find any hearing that they are manufacturing plant beyond 50 metric ton.
Okay,
Very rarely they are doing 50 metric ton. So 100 itself is a very big capacity, but
okay,
and we find also that this is more energy efficient.
okay,
Yeah.
okay. And another question, sir. Sir, I was reading up on recovered carbon black and how global companies or big giants tire manufacturers are trying to inculcate that in their process. The major challenge that they faced was the standardization of quality. So, and that is why right now, even in globally, the RCB market, utilization is less than 1% of the entire carbon black
Yeah.
in tires. So, what do you have to say about that? Do you think are we able to, produce consistent quality? And if yes, how so? And are peers in global markets,
Yeah,
able to manage that as well?
basically technology, uh, we have a technology and we have a expertise to modify our technology also. So whatever requirement, uh, uh, thing is that what we are doing is not important when we are approaching big giants. So what they need, we need to adopt it and modify accordingly. So we have a capacity and confidence once the trial will complete and whatever they demand and whatever we can do, that will be committed and will supply according to our commitment. And meanwhile, apart from this personal or any particular point of view, standardization of RCB is also going on at an international state. So ASTM grade is also been developed, but they are still working on improving this gradation system. So that is also on the table.
Okay, so you mean to say it is possible to produce standard quality at which is desired by a particular customer
Yeah,
consistently throughout the year?
yeah. That
Because
is the beauty of technology.
because I was somehow involved in recycling of polymers and plastics specifically, not rubbers. And in our plant, what we used to see was there was a huge deviation in quality, as in when we used to get different types of used plastics.
Yeah.
So similarly, I would imagine that even in tires that you would get, they would be of different qualities, different uh, life usage which has been done. So is it still possible to maintain standard quality of output of RCB?
For us, we can say yes, because we know ins and outs of technology. It is not like a brought out vehicle from outside. So it is developed by us. We know the ins and output. We can change the parameters. We can change we can optimize it, and we can do it. And apart from that, some control on inventory, which is also more important to get a consistent quality. So that is on the priority.
Okay. And so last question, you mentioned in the presentation that 40% of the tires are like burned in furnace. And you also mentioned that EPR credits are not that valuable as we had earlier thought. It's about 1 rupee per credit only, or 1.15 maybe. So is there still a natural incentive in the entire ecosystem for them, for scrap dealers to give this tires to companies like you indirectly, or is it still viable for them
Thing is that
to?
incentive is not more important. Documentation is also more important because it will be compulsion to route it through recycler only, because burning is not officially allowed anywhere. So if you want to do business, everything should be on paper, and on paper can be only through recycler only.
Okay. But sir, I understand that a lot of things have to be on paper, but I
It
feel that
happened,
a
but
lot of things do not work like that as well.
yeah,
So,
but everything get improvised because nowadays it is not possible to escape from all these regulatory frameworks. You need to have a UA bills, you need to have everything. So
but sir, economically, what would be more beneficial for a scrap dealer to do? To get it burned in a furnace in some power factory or a random factory, or would it be more economically beneficial for them to give it to a scrap dealer, cut it, and then have it pyrolysis done?
the time will say. Cannot be. I cannot comment at that. If a coal price get suddenly get shoot, then it will be more viable to burn tire compared to coal. So they will get more incentive over there.
Got it.
Yeah.
Got it. Thank you so much, sir, for answering all the questions so in detail. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And last question is from Mr. Ankur Agrawal. Ankurji, you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, thank you for the follow-up question, sir. Sir, you told an interesting thing that to set up the similar capacity, other players in your line of work might need to invest 3x the capital which you are investing. Maybe, like
It's
you're
roughly like I just
roughly.
given a ballpark figure.
Okay. So, sir, just a thought, what if, is it feasible for you to set up a new vertical where you are helping them set up a plant like that?
It is increasing competitor. We have a multiple approach from different. Whosoever are installing this big scale plant, they have already approached us, but we denied because it is ultimately deviating our interest in industry. So we don't want to even disclose our technology also. So reducing a competition is a one factor, and second thing is a secrecy of technology. Whatever inputs we have developed, whatever after putting a technology, optimize how to optimize it. It's a very big thing that we acquired after a lot of experience. So we don't want this thing, at least in India.
Okay, understood, sir. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Now, thank you all the investors for giving us opportunity to put our points on table, and we thanks again for your trust, for your faith in us, and whatever question or whatever any doubts you have, you can personally you can mail me, or you can send a mail to compliance@highgreencarbon.com. And if you have any personal query, you can always contact me. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.